Hi YouTube world, welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time here, welcome. I am Adrienne. I live in New York City and I love playing with makeup, and I am temporarily at my mom's house in Florida, which is why it's a different background. And I have this beautiful window in front of me that allows for 100% natural light, which I wish I could do my videos in more often, but unfortunately my apartment has abysmal light in New York, so it's really difficult. So I'm hoping you can get a really good sense of color and my skin and how all these products sit. And so this is week 6 of my week in makeup. I have been here all week and I've really put these products to the test. I made sure to the test. Yeah, I really tested these products, and I made sure to pick products that would be great to travel with and that really forced me to figure it out. Do I like them? Don't I like them? And I do have a bit of a mixed bag. And so let's get into it. I thought it would be fun if I showed you applying the makeup, because it's been going pretty easy in terms of how quickly I've been putting on makeup. And then I'll do a quick eye look. So if that sounds like fun, stay tuned. Let me tell you, I escaped New York at just the right time. When I left, it was -9. And today it is 80 degrees in Daytona Beach. So there you go. I had a little sample of this Cotz Face Prime and Protect. It's SPF 40. Let me tell you, this is a really interesting product. It is tinted and it has a real like moussey quality that does fill in the pores and does that kind of benefit professional thing. I really like this, and it is a mineral sunscreen. I'm so surprised. I want to pick up a bottle of this. This is probably the most impressive sample I've had in a long time. And I like that I can put a lot of it on because I'm very paranoid about the sun, especially when I am in Florida and I do get sunspots. But it just leaves my skin so pretty, not totally flat matte, but just velvety. Like my skin feels really velvety. I am so impressed, really impressed by this. Thumbs up, big thumbs up. The base that I chose to work with this week are my Wet n Wild tinted hydrators. I have mine in the shades Fair as well as Light, these two. I typically mix them like in the summer, but I don't think I have to mix them now is what I realized. I can just go with the Fair. It's so sheer that I know it's gonna look very bright. Don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. It's so sheer that I don't really need to worry about it blending. I am using very little of this product because I've used it every single day and I don't actually like how my skin has been reacting to it. And I know it's not the sunscreen because I have, my skin has reacted even on days when I haven't used the sunscreen, because I just knew I wasn't going out that day or something. But this is just a little too greasy for my skin. Like it sits really kind of heavy and greasy on my skin. Thought I liked it, but I really just don't. And it's oil-free, so I think just the squalene in it, I do like squalene. I use 100% squalene. I love the Biosense different products, and a lot of their products have squalene, but I don't know, there's just something about this one that makes my skin feel very, very heavy. And if I'm gonna have heavy feeling skin, then I'm gonna demand more coverage, more of the like blurring the imperfections. I'm just gonna demand more from it. And this just doesn't provide it, unfortunately. And it's not even as good as some of my other hydrating, dewy, kind of easy products, like the one that I just did last week, the Cosmetics Glow. That one is so easy. I don't have to think about it, and it does just wonders for my skin, versus this one just doesn't do much at all. It just doesn't even cover anything. A product that I have been playing with is the NARS Cream Bronzer. I picked this up. I finally caved because everyone's talking about how great this product was. I picked mine up in the original, which is 2, Laguna. I am using a Real Techniques brush. This is like the only brush I brought on this trip. I forgot how much I love this brush. I just pick up ever so slightly a little bit, and it's like just warm enough. I like to go lightly because I've gone heavy-handed with it before, and I mean, the nice thing is this product blends and blends. It blends like a dream. There you go. I went a little heavy there, so I'm gonna be blending here for a while. Oh, it actually has a scent. I don't mind it. But why do you have a scent? Why? It's not like a coconut scent or anything. Or is it? Maybe it is a coconut kind of scent. It's scented, people. And this allows me to look like I'm a real Floridian. But it's just so easy to put on, and I don't feel like it pulls too warm on me. I've really been enjoying it. I totally get the hype. I love the size. It's not too big, not too small. It does what I need it to do, and I've been enjoying it. So thumbs up to the NARS. The blushes I brought on this trip, I brought the 2 minis that I have of Rare Beauty and also the Luminizer. So I think I got these in a kit. I got them all in a kit. And I almost feel like it would be a lot of fun if Rare Beauty comes out for the holidays with like an entire kit of small ones, because I feel like these take a while to use up. I really love the shade Joy. That is this deep dark one. I will eventually put this on, but let's start off with Bliss. I think Bliss is a little too light for me, but I'm gonna ham it up today to see if I can't get there with it. Like I would never do that with Joy. I'll look like a clown, but with Bliss, I feel like I can do that, and it's very, very subtle blush on me. Very subtle. What's nice is, you know, they're very easy products to blend, even with the more pigmented colors. I don't know. What do we think? I think it's a very natural color. I don't know. I'm not vibing with it. I'm not vibing with it. I am, however, vibing with Joy. I really like Joy, so I'm just gonna put a little bit of Joy. Joy does not require a lot. Joy requires a little. And Joy is super vivid. Ah, Joy. It's so nice. And I don't worry about it getting too out of hand because I haven't powdered yet, and I do have to powder when I'm in Florida. Like, that's not an option. So I'm kind of going over my nose and just making it like kind of real sunburny, which I think works for me here. So I know that's not for everyone, but I love that kind of sunburny look. And with the powder that I'm gonna put on, it makes sense. And the powder I'm still using is the NYX HD Finishing Powder in Banana. And I use this a bit more liberally than I would in New York because it has been humid here, and humidity and I grew up in Florida, and it's so easy for my skin to become like a teenager again when I come back to Florida. I don't know, I'm just predisposed to that skin again. But I really like that powder, and I think it does a good job in setting, although it will break through my oils throughout the day, which doesn't really happen in New York when I use this, but has happened here. So just something to keep in mind. If you're like in a warmer, more humid climate, you may want to bring this with you and kind of blot throughout the day. But yeah, I do like that finish. I'm going to quickly put on this Flower Beauty Chill Out Lip Glaze in Peace Out, this one here. I got a new one I love it so much, and I have finished the other one. There's only the slightest bit of color, a little bit of blue reflect in it. Just really pretty and juicy, and it's such a comfortable formula. Highly recommend. I have a video swatching all of the colors. I am now putting on the Cosmetics brow fluff thing. What is this called? Oh my god, I guessed what it was called. It's actually called Micro Fluff Sculpting Brow Cream. Yeah, it feels like fluff, and I didn't even know that was the name of it, or I didn't remember that was the name of it. It's okay. I think I liked it more initially when I first got it, and this is my second tube of it. But now that I've experienced some other products that have come out in the market, this one is not meeting my needs. I'd like a little more coverage from it. I'd like a little more hold. It's just okay. Just to use this highlighter, this is Mesmerize by Rare Beauty. I don't know what I think of it. I like that it's thin enough that it will kind of just melt into the skin, and it's not like overly glittery. It's quite just thin, and I do like it. I just always forget to put on highlighter. Highlighter is not like one of my favorite steps. It does feel like oily, and it also feels like it goes away. Like you can put a lot more than you think, and I don't know, I just feel like my skin eats it up. But if you look at my skin up close, my skin, you can't really, it doesn't highlight the texture too much. I do like it, and it has a little more body than like the Cover FX ones, but it has that same type of metallic quality, just a little softer. I think it's very pretty. It's very pretty. I'm happy to have a mini. I don't know that I would get a large size because again, it's not a step I normally go to. Now, I brought 4 palettes on this trip. I brought all of the shades of the color shifters from Sephora. These are their new travel palettes. I have the green one, which is this one here. I have the purpley one, the mauve one, which is this one here. I have the orangey one that has a nice strong black in it, this one here. And I have the nude one, which is what I'm going to use today, which is this one here. And what's really cool about these palettes, they're super travel friendly. They come with a removable mirror. So this is the mirror here. And I'm going to use this neutral palette. And while I use it, I will show you some looks that I did with the other ones. Let's start with this eye look. I'll try to use all the colors. That topper here, it's kind of very flaky and chunky, but fun. It has a fun color to it. And then this is that softer shimmer, which I will try to swatch a little more brightly for you. So this is the neutral palette. The topper, although it feels very firm pressed, be careful because I kind of dug into it thinking it was more of a color shock, and it's quite chunky. So you want to just press it in lightly and use it, but you could see like I dug into it too much and you could see all the colors that came up. See just how crazy foiled you can get with it. So it's a cool product. It's just not like a color shock. So don't go into it very strongly. That was my mistake. I'm just using that beigey color first, and I did these eye looks this week so fast. I'll start with the green one that I did. I'll put a picture up in the corner. I really loved how the green one performed. I thought it was a really pretty eye look. And I can't say that I had any complaints regarding any of the shadows in that one. And I like that in that one, there's enough color variation where I think you can get some distinct looks. That topper in each of these palettes can function as a topper on any of the shades. And in fact, if you go online at Sephora, you can actually see the topper swatched over every single other shade in the palette. And so you can see they're trying to sell it to you more as it's a transforming type of product, which I like. I just thought it was very smart of them. So I just put those 2 shades here. I'm going in with the deepest, and I just find that they blend super easy. They're just really easy to put on. I'll move on to the mauve one next. This one, like most mauves, gives me a little bit of trouble. I also wish that the topper was more purple leaning than it is pink leaning, and it's actually a little too pink leaning. I wish that they had gone with a topper that just had more reflect that was purple. That was really my main criticism there. The mattes in this one though are really beautiful. Like all of these mattes I can create an easy look with. I also wish that the satin was a little more impactful. I think actually just with that one, it was some of the color choices that were made to make it a real great mauve palette. You can see just how nicely it blends. I'm using the same brush, just a Sigma brush, and it's just blending itself. I can deepen it. I wanted like a real like heavy socket look with this one. The next one I tried was the orange one. This one is so cool. I love this one. If you like kind of that naked heat vibe, if you like the orangey, the toasty, it's great. But also because of that black, you can use that black so smartly to really smoke out the look and give it a lot of complexity. And that's what I did in this look here, and I loved it. I loved that look. I am first putting on that satin that just kind of gives me a sparkle, but nothing too much. I will put on the topper though for you. I'll top this whole look off with the topper. By the way, for the base, I'm traveling with my LORAC Behind the Scenes Eye Primer. This is actually ended up being a really great primer. I still love the Smashbox one, and I'm kind of going back and forth between the two. I feel like this one's just as long wearing, and what I do like about it, and maybe even prefer of it, it's super easy to get out of the container, and it feels very smoothing on the eyelids. And as you get older, you know, I don't want anything to tug. I feel like maybe the Smashbox one is a little too firm and requires me having to tug at my eyelids a little bit more, but I still love it. I still think it's done a great job, but I'm now kind of being very nitpicky with it. But the LORAC has been wonderful, wonderful on this trip. And all of the eyeshadow looks lasted all day long through sweat and everything. So I am just picking up some of that topper with my finger. This might get a little messy because I made a mess of the shadow. In spite of cracking that shadow, I hope you can see how pretty. It just gives it a little more dimension. You can see the difference between the flat, more satin sheen, and then this one that has a little more, just a little more interest. I just think they're all wonderful. I had used this one the day I arrived here, but I didn't take a picture of it. But I knew already that I had really enjoyed the palette. So I really enjoy all of them. It's just really what attracts you. Again, I don't think I can really rank them all, except I will edge the orange out in front just because I don't know, I really like a lot of those shades. Then maybe the green, then maybe this one just because it's neutral and not something I typically go for. Let me put on my mascara using the MAC stack and I'll jump back on. That is the MAC stack. I did not build it up as much as it built up because I'm going out and we're going to some garden store to buy something. So I don't need 4 layers of mascara. What else? Oh, lips. This week I brought out my Cosmetics Lip Luminizers again. These are so beautiful. Well, look, I brought with me Venetian Rose as well as Mona Lisa. We're gonna do Mona Lisa. And the reason I brought these is because I brought some other lip products, but I'm not gonna show you what they are. I'm gonna do a dedicated video on them, hopefully later today. Wiped off the Flower Beauty and it still left some nice hydration, though these don't really need hydration. These have just such a pretty sheen to them. They're so beautiful. I'll link videos below of where I swatch my whole collection of them. I don't have all the colors any longer, but at some point I did have all the colors. And they're just such an easy wear, such an easy wear. So that is essentially, is that it? Oh, I also, another lipstick I wore this week, which I really loved, is the Fetish Balm formula from Milani in Nylon. I really love this. Just want to show you the color. And in one of the eye looks that I did with the mauve, I think I wore that lipstick with it. But I forgot how much I love that lipstick, and I actually bought a fresh one while here doing some drugstore shopping. So that is essentially it for my week in makeup from Florida. Hope you enjoyed that. I hope that you had a great week. And if you have any questions or comments about any of the products, please say hi down below in the comments. Consider subscribing if you like this content, and we will talk soon. Take care, everyone. Bye.